Learn how to use Chart.js to render clean and colorful bar charts. In this lesson, we want to look at another JavaScript free library for generating charts, and that is Chart.js. It's a lightweight and highly popular HTML5 canvas-based charting library. So it can be used to render clean and colorful bar charts. So let's dive in and talk about this chart a bit before we start looking at examples. When you want your chart to be highly responsive, lightweight, and modern looking, Chart.js is a fantastic choice because unlike other libraries that build charts out of individual SVG shapes, this particular library, which is Chart.js, draws your graph directly onto an HTML canvas element. So you simply feed it your category label, your data value, and array of color, and it instantly draw a beautifully animated high performance chart on your screen. So you can see my boilerplate code that I have added a couple of things. Number one is the library CDN. So the Chart.js library CDN is the first thing I added inside my inside my head section via the script tag. And also I have provided a canvas element. You can see opening canvas, close canvas. It's an empty element and that's an ID of my chart and this type, which is what you see that is drawn inside this space for displaying on my web page. So now let's now move into script tag and let's look at how we can draw a bar chart with this library that we just talked about. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make our X value. And this time around, let's just put our country names as well. France, Spain, USA, Germany, and finally England. So now that I have X value, let me also add my Y values, and it's going to be an array as well. So it's just going to take generic numbers like this. And once we have that, then let's add one more thing here, our bar color. Bar colors. This name is descriptive enough. The color that we want our chart to be shown. So red, green, maybe blue, and maybe orange. And lastly, maybe brown. So now we have our bar colors as well. Now that we have this, let's make another variable. Call it enemy, but in my own case, CTX, and I will use this to get the element by ID of what I have inside my HTML in order to be able to target my Canva, my charts, sorry. So my ID is actually my charts, not Canvas. So now I've just targeted that ID in this line of code. And now that I have that, so let me call a new chart in order to build our chart. So I'll pass in the variable of where I want it to be pasted, which is the CTX that is referring to the ID that I have inside the canvas. And now I can continue to now add information that needs to be rendered. So the type is a bar chart, and then I want to add the data. And then the labels is going to carry my X values and data sets. This is going to be an array. And inside it, we can add background color to be our bar colors. And then our data should be our Y values. And now that we have this, let's move on and let's add options. And inside the options, let's add plugins. And inside the plugins, then we want a legend to show up. Display, set it to false if you don't want it. But if you want it, you can leave it. Then set title. Display of our title, set it to true because we want our title to show. What other things do we want? The text for that title. Let's pass it in Worldwide Production 2025. I've added this. Then font. Add a size for it. We've added this one as well. And I think we are good to go. And now we can just close what we have. But now nothing is rendering. Well, let me quickly inspect to find out what the problem is. New chart is not defined. That means I must have missed something somewhere. New chart is not defined. You have my chart, right? Fine. So is there any way we use new chart? Well, the new chart should just call what you have directly. But looking at it, that means something is actually not that means it cannot find the library itself, and that's the problem. Let me look for. So I've been able to pinpoint the problem. The first problem was that the including version in the CDN is actually a problem. So I've removed the version and I'm linking to the global accessibility for the chat.js library itself. And also, where I'm calling new chat, it is not a single word, so there is a space. It's like it's a constructor, so there has to be a space, new chat. And you will see this should display now. So you can see France, Spain, USA, Germany, and England. So this is how you can create bar chart with the chat.js library.